You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's something new on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Moonlight Castle. So y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright, I helped myself to some music from my phone, the only tool I had left to speed up this boring process. They should be here soon. It's taking too long. Calm down, it hasn't been an hour yet. They did have a couple more minutes under their belt, true. This isn't the time to be punctual. Patrice let out a scared whine that Clyde tried hushing down. I didn't mean it like that. You know I've been letting myself go on that front lately. The tiger fidgeted, growing uncomfortable. The waiting was getting to him. Should we look for them? We all knew that was a terrible idea. He didn't seem capable of making rational decisions when the situation was dire. Are you sure you want to do that? Ryan and I can look around, without going in too deep to see if they're on their way here or something. After I chimed in, I freed myself from the bear hug and woke up the big fuzzy boy. What's up? I heard my name. He stretched, scratching his teary eyes and giving a long, drawn-out yawn. They haven't returned, Ryan. It took him a moment to connect that information to the present, but when he did, his eyes snapped wide open. Oh god, my ear itches. 1 second, y'all. Itchy ear. Not good. Okay. Seriously? We'll have to move. Guess we'll have to move now. True, the time limit is over, so we really have no choice but to go ourselves. I wanted to explore. That's the entire reason I agreed to join, so I'm not going to stay still and let people do everything for me. How bad can it be? Be careful. I have a bad feeling about this. You see my fur? Look how it's sticking out. Bad sign. Shall we wait another hour here? You don't have to. I'm sure it's going to take another minute or two. Then explain why 4 of our friends are missing right now. I opened the bag Liam gave us and decided to check inside for anything useful we could use. Maybe the path they took collapsed now. They're waiting for us to come and rescue them. That would be kind of nice, actually. Somehow that's the best case scenario. Rope, flashlight, a pocket knife, paper, pen, food, water, compass, and several medium-sized weapons were lying at the bottom. Is this a cross? Why is there a rosary in here? I know we already freaked out over the weapons, but I feel like pointing it out again. It doesn't make any sense to bring those against ghosts. If they do exist, we can't touch them. What if you could? I don't know why I said that. It felt instinctive to say, almost as if I knew already. Well, you're the medium here. I narrowed my eyes at him and he smirked. You sure in the mood to crack jokes, huh? You gotta deal with the pressure somehow. Ryan grabbed the bag off the floor and walked out. Be careful out there. If you had a power, what would it be? Is this really the time? Should we figure out what it is that you can do? You're way too into this. I didn't tell you before, but Russell could read minds, that's for sure. That's because he figured... Is that just because he figured out what you like to eat? There you go. You know exactly what I wanted to eat. The answer is food, Brian. It's not hard with you. My head began to pulsing again. It was annoying, but with time you start getting used to it. I hushed Ryan before he could speak. We needed silence, mostly me. Why did you return? I nudged Ryan again. I said be quiet. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. You will regret this. I gulped. The realization that someone else was speaking struck me hard. In a panic, I tried finding the source of that voice, but I couldn't see it. That's a problem. You heard it? Did you? That's what I'm saying. Everything's dead silent. Nothing coming this way at all. I waited, hopeful to hear more, but the presence disappeared, and with that, my headache was also calmed down. Ryan checked the entrance one more time, but I could see the boulder still in the way from where I was. What's the plan? We could go back and wait, but that's the boring option. We'd just be wasting time doing that. We need to figure this out ourselves. Yeah, that's the answer I want to hear. We took the opposite hallway with the idea of seeing how things looked through a window. We could break the glass and walk through. It's ground level and it seems safe. I stared in disbelief at what I was seeing. Was it always this foggy? This didn't feel right. If things were that simple, the others would have returned by now. I can test it out if you're worried. Stupid bear, you think I wouldn't be worried about you too? That's so different. Oh, I see. Well, let's search for our friends first then. We can decide afterward. My only lead was following the smell and finding the source, which is most likely where Liam went. This way. I pulled out the flashlight and cut through the fog to increase the view. We We went slow, remembering what I was told earlier to be as quiet as possible. Then Ryan suddenly pulled me to himself. The floor! I gazed down and saw a hole right before me. Shit! I didn't want to say it was deadly, but falling through one of these would hurt. We reluctantly walked around. There was enough space for one person to cross, so I went first. Please don't break, please don't break. He repeated that until the bear safely joined me on the other side. We'll try to find an alternative route later, okay? Ryan gave a relieved nod as he caught up to me. We walked, wow, what is this? Get out. God, ew, okay. We walked deeper when the smell hit me harder than ever before. I began coughing, tears forming in the corners of my vision. It was the door on my right. Oh, it's not at the end? I mumbled a negative answer and stared at it. Now that I was right in front of it, fear decided to pay me a quick visit. What was waiting for me on the other side? Was it really going to be a corpse? How to react when I saw it? Ryan reached for the handle in my place and twisted it open. I was supposed to do it. The door didn't fight back and released an even stronger odor, so much so I should have fainted, honestly. The bear took the flashlight off my hands and stepped inside. His initiative got me to move after him, knowing it'd be unfair to have him shoulder everything. I quickly scanned the room. The old bedroom we found yesterday, for whatever horror was awaiting us. Here! My eyes widened. On top of that dusty bed, skeletal remains of a dead beast man were laid to rest. So, everything Liam said was true. There you go. I was paralyzed, staring at what was once a living person, and now were just bones and torn clothes. What happened here? Were they killed? Were they trapped in here until death took them? Could this be us? My face twisted with discomfort at that sight. Life was so frail and easily broken. I didn't realize how upsetting it could have been to witness the end of a life. I'd never known this person, I'll never get the chance to, yet I found myself grieving for them. Well, hope they're in a better place now. Nobody deserves to suffer like this. I picked up the old bedsheet off the floor and gently covered the body with it. This might be stupid, but consider this my way to bury and protect your memory. Rest in peace. It was immediate. The moment I did that, the smell vanished as if it never existed to begin with. Thank you. A feeble voice behind us spoke, and strangely enough, I didn't freak out. It was a gentle remark that instead got me on the verge of crying. It was a ghost. Just a floating silhouette with an undefined shape and no features, like an incomplete drawing, their existence slowly fading away. The only thing I could see was a blue outline around them, exactly like the book said. Holy shit! Hearing that remark snapped me back into reality. Wait, you can see it? He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. I felt so much fear in their voice. Who is? Run, please, don't die. I was still overwhelmed, honestly. This ghost seemed to know about the castle, and what we needed the most right now was intel. The door on the opposite side of the room unlocked itself, and the ghost disappeared. Shit, I had so much to ask. I didn't find Liam either. Joel, I hear footsteps. Oh, thank God. That was the greatest news I'd ever received this evening. I wanted to see Liam's stupid face so bad right now. I reached for the door, but before I could open it, my head throbbed in pain. I hit so strong it almost got me on my knees. Then it went away again, just as fast as it came, leaving me honestly dumbfounded. This wasn't normal. Headaches don't just drive by. The footsteps I had heard before were closer. Now that I was more focused, I realized that something was wrong with them. Specifically, the sound was metallic. Well, let's go meet them. I grabbed his arm as hard as I could and yanked him inside the room, closing the door behind us. I understood what the ghost meant now. That was a warning. We need to find a place to hide. I'm not sure why, but, well, I don't fit anywhere in this room. I'm too big. Then we're running to somewhere you can. We used the other door and found ourselves in another hallway, now deeper into the castle and unable to use the same path we first took. Ryan was slower than me, but somehow kept up. I needed to move ahead and make sure nothing weird was on the floor. Take a nail. This one is done, methinks. This one has life left in it still. Can you believe it? We actually saw a ghost. We sure did. I could look at you through it, but distorted like underwater. Not the right time to talk about it. Oh, yeah, you said something's chasing us? More like trying to locate us first. Do you think I can't take it, whatever that is? If Liam's been right so far, then fighting it doesn't sound smart. We did get weapons, though. They have to be a last resort. At the very end of that corridor, there was no door but a hole surrounded by vines. Do you... Ooh, excuse me. Do you fit in here? Looks tight. Let me go first and give this bear a push from behind. He was right on that front. I did feel my anxiety levels increasing at the prospect of being unable to shove him in, but thankfully he managed to fit. This should be the greenhouse. The map is completely wrong then. No, I don't think so. It was right yesterday. You really support the idea that the room shuffled? Is it really the craziest theory right now? I walked further in, thinking about the monster. Hiding was a priority. Look, there's a pond here. You think we can drink this? The answer is no, and don't bother asking about a filter. I experienced momentary relief as I surveyed the overgrown vegetation surrounding us. There was so much everywhere that it'd be quite hard for anyone to find us here. Ryan, walk into that bush. I need to see if it hides you as well. Sure. It was big enough to fit multiple people, so size didn't matter anymore. Ryan sneezed. Sounds, on the other hand, were another issue. You have to be silent or we're fucked. It's that simple. Sorry, that leaf tickled my nose. I reluctantly let that statement hang in the air and jumped into the bush with him. If anything, I'll cover his face with my hand. It's nice to have you sitting on my lap. Yeah, I was a mixture of embarrassed and angry. He didn't have to say that. Ryan, I'm scared too, okay? I'm trying to cope by giving myself some positive energy to fight it off. I get it, you're allowed to hold me for now. The footsteps echoed through the corridor louder than before. Was something being dragged on the floor? I could feel my heart climbing into my throat, beating so fast my ears were ringing. One step after another, slowly making its way to us. I was afraid, so much so that my mind began questioning the strategy altogether. I'd have preferred to run away instead, constantly keeping distance rather than risking it like this. We didn't know anything. We couldn't be certain hiding was the solution. What if it could see us no matter what? My legs were shaking. Not good. I was letting my mind get the best of me. I needed to calm down before this entity would enter the greenhouse. I'm here. Think about me. Ryan dragged me closer, and I smelled the fragrant scent of pines he always carried. When I'm with you, I always feel better. I want to help you, so I won't be a dead weight. I'm so jealous of you, Ryan. I wish I could borrow a tiny bit of that courage you have. A shadow approached closer, making its way in through the vines. The gap was obviously too small for it. Second, y'all. We heard the wall breaking down. It arrived. We were about to gamble with our lives, and I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, shit! A knight showed itself to us. They wore a full body armor, old, rusty, and bloody. I was so goddamn scared and breathing. My breathing suddenly felt so noisy. The thing, it had a greatsword dragged along the ground rather than being carried. With every step they took, they'd leave trails of blood in their wake. I'd hoped none of our friends met an early demise by their hands. Their walk was slow, sloppy, the same posture a zombie would have. Sinners. A masculine voice muttered words under their breath that I couldn't understand. A long inhale followed suit, like they were in pain themselves, suffocating under the heaviness of the armor they carried. They kept walking, unfazed, uninterested in their surroundings. My head was acting up again. I didn't want to imagine what would happen if they found us. That thought alone encouraged me to shut up. This was what being tortured felt like. A slow, incessant battle for survival. An endurance test as we waited for that monster to leave. Ryan began fidgeting. Shit! We were taking too long. The position I forced him in was getting uncomfortable. I reached out for his leg and held it still with my hand, shooting him a desperate look. He knew, but mind and body don't always agree with each other. The knight stopped in his tracks, and their heads snapped in our direction, showing me a terrifying stare. A pair of red glowing eyes were fixating on us. I was so close to letting out a gasp. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and go. I am tired. I'm going to go relax. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for watching. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.